Hello, Hola, Konnichiwa, Salaam, Ciao, Namaste. This is Soulology, the science of the soul. And peace to everybody out there. But tell me, have you ever asked yourself this question? Why do people need to be superior to each other? Why is it so important for someone to feel they need to be superior to someone else? It's a really good question. I mean, most people might think, I haven't thought about that. Some people might think, well, because of this and that. Maybe because it shows how smart you are, or how much you know and that person doesn't know, or what you've learned the secrets of that the other person hasn't known. Well, I'm just simply here to tell you that there's no real importance for superiority. Why is that? Well, you have to look at it simply this way. When you are being superior to someone else, in a sense, it's a win or lose game. Believing that you are big, bolder, and stronger than the other person, though they may have a different point of view, but they could also be correct about whatever they feel. You see, when you realize in a sense that you're all one, and you're not a bunch of different mixed up people living other lives, and realize that no one can be smarter than anybody, you'll know truly who you are. When we're talking about superiority, you have to understand that as being one, no person on the planet can be smarter than another individual. Question would be why? The question is pretty simple. You are all. Well, the answer is pretty simple. I mean, you all are one. No matter who's the strongest person on the planet, there is no stronger being on the planet stronger than the mightiest being. Because you are that strength. It's impossible logically for you to be any bigger or stronger or smarter, more intelligent, more clever than anybody else, because you are all the same thing. We believe ourselves to be individuals, and some know these secrets and some don't, but when you do your own research for yourself, you have a better understanding of this. But on top of that, when we're talking about oneness, it's something I constantly say is the simple fact that what you give to another, you give to yourself. What superiority does is, though it tells one person in a sense that they are smarter than them, when you say that to others, there's kind of an opposite effect of it. You can be superior to anybody on the planet. And of course you give that back to yourself, but the flip side is, because of what superiority is, it causes a lot more havoc than peace amongst each other, and it shows that we're all individuals, which you are. But when I say that in a mental sense, that you believe you're all different people with different minds and everything. And being that you're a soul, you are all interconnected. There's a theory called I believe, the quantum field theory, that gives a perfect example of the universe and you being interconnected. You are literally made of the same things as what's in the universe itself. But many of us from time to time believe that the universe is one separate thing, and We're one separate thing. Animals are one separate thing. We're one separate thing. People with different skin colors are one separate thing, and people of different skin colors are a separate thing. And yet we all bleed the same color, and we have the same biological elements that make up the entire universe. What does that tell you about truly who we are? When you are superior, you're going more through an ego investment. Instead of not understanding who you are, you're becoming something you are not. Who we believe we are on this planet is believing that we're evolved. And yet, who we truly are people who are evolving. We haven't even climbed the pinnacle of evolution in a sense to grow, but we can do it. There's no doubt about that. But it's a choice. I personally choose for us to evolve and grow ourselves into our highest version, because everybody on the planet, no matter who you are, deserves that. And since we're so ego invested, we're not willing to look at the beliefs we have on the planet that are destroying us. When we talk about the individual, what are some of your beliefs that are destroying you? Take time to observe certain things you do in life and look to see how is that affecting who you are as a person. Is it helping you in a good way or a negative way? How are you using the elements of that energy to find what works for you personally? When I took the time to figure out what certain things didn't work for me and what did, I learned a lot about me, and I'm still learning today. I've learned how to share a lot more and how to grow my love instead of believing I'm smarter than anyone. Because I'm not. We're all smart. No matter who you are, no matter what point of your life you're at, you have to remember also that all of us are still growing. When you're close to about more than probably 60, maybe even 70 years old, you've gained your mind changes in a certain way, and this is give or take who you are. Many parents, in a sense, are raising children. When we talk about newborn family members or new parents taking care of children for the first time, they're still growing. And we teach this to our young, as I've been taught in my experience, and this is all we know. When we talk to more elders who have that wisdom, superiority won't really have an effect on how we act or anything, because we'll be looking at it through a neutral eye. We won't see it as good or bad. We'll see it as something you're observing and knowing what so is so, but what would work for you to make it that way. Not to be superior and say they're right or wrong, but what works and what doesn't work. Observe that in your life and see how that works for you. It's worked out very well for me to the point where I grow what I'm doing in this day and age, in loving who I truly am as a person, and in growing who I truly am as a person. So, observe that. And the other thing, be careful what you watch. Take the time to do your own research, and though watching TV is okay, it can have an effect on the certain things you feel and do, playing off your emotions to make you feel a certain way about something. Years ago, I used to be so hateful about certain people, certain things, and what I had to learn was this was all an illusion. And taking the time to love myself and love everyone else, knowing that they're all one, was vitally important to me. And just simply knowing that, it showed me the God within myself. And I know it'll show anybody the God, the goddess, and creator within. Because to simply know thyself is to know the creator within. So to everybody out there, have a good morning.